The film opens with Daniel running across a rooftop, being chased, narrating, "His name is Daniel Lugo, and he believes in fitness. America was just a handful of scrawny colonies once. Now it is the most pumped-up country on the planet." He was not going to be a donor. All of his heroes are self-made: Rocky, Scarface, all the guys from The Godfather. They started with nothing. He is a personal trainer at Sun Gym in Miami, spotting elderly clients, wearing sweatpants to work, getting rejected when he tries to ask a client to dinner because she thought he was asking what exercise was next. He decides he is done with this. He petitions the gym's owner John to hire him as senior fitness coordinator, promising to triple membership in 3 months and threatening that Gold's Gym will crush them if he does not.
Welcome aboard. Thank you, sir. I will not disappoint you.
He is hired. 3 weeks later, the gym has tripled its membership. He gave free body waxing at sign-up. He offered free membership to strippers. Disgusting and effective, in his words. At the gym, Daniel meets Victor Kershaw, a wealthy, abrasive man who owns a Schlotsky's Deli franchise near the airport, does stock trading, real estate, races greyhounds, and has a McMansion on a private jogging path. Victor mentions that he shelters income offshore in the Bahamas. Daniel has the thought that will ruin his life. Michael Corleone did not become the Godfather by folding towels.
You have any money here in the States?
Of course.
Victor had a point.
He needs a plan. He attends a Johnny Woo motivational seminar. Get a goal, get a plan, get up off your ass, and comes out with a private mentorship and 3-finger instructions for the doer life. Finger 1, find a rich guy. Finger 2, make him give you everything. Finger 3, make America a better place. He recruits his fellow trainer Adrian, a steroid-dosed believer who is several months into a commitment to becoming a monument to physical perfection. They need one more.
We needed to secure another operative.
Paul Doyle is a recently released convict and recovering addict who has moved to Miami because it was warm, it had beaches, and he had no warrants there. He is living in a church program run by Pastor Randy and has been trying very hard to start a new life. He is also extremely large. Daniel and Adrian find him at a strip club and recruit him with a mixture of admiration, flattery, and Johnny Woo philosophy. Paul initially refuses. He just got out of prison. Daniel tells him that is fear, and fear is false evidence appearing real. Meanwhile, Daniel meets Serena, a Romanian beauty queen and dancer who came to the United States because of Pretty Woman, and immediately claims to be a music video director. Serena is added to the group, impressed. Victor, for his part, is abrasive and dismissive and calls Daniel by the wrong name repeatedly, Udo Luigi Damien, while talking about his offshore accounts and how money works for people who know what they are doing. The plan to kidnap Victor is hatched. Daniel explains it to the team as a simple snatch and grab that will make them all rich. They visit a gun shop. They rehearse. On the day of the first attempt, they arrive at Victor's house to find it full of Shabbat guests. Mission abort.
Mission abort, mission abort.
Second attempt. Adrian and Paul, dressed in black, stalk the wrong parking lot while Victor casually walks to his car, flips them off for blocking him, and drives away. Daniel is furious at the big guy. They try again. This time without Paul. Adrian tasers Victor repeatedly in the parking lot.
What is this about?
They drag him to their warehouse, strap him to a chair, and blindfold him. Victor immediately recognizes Daniel by his cologne. He knows who did this.
What's going on is this dude seems to think he knows who the f I am.
Over the following weeks, the kidnapping proceeds in ways that keep going catastrophically sideways. Daniel forces Victor to call his associates and family and tell them everything is fine and not to worry. Paul is assigned to guard Victor during the day. The two of them end up talking like friends. Paul apologizes for the kidnapping. He gives Victor snacks. In a moment of religious enthusiasm, Paul converts Victor to Christianity on the spot. Victor refuses to sign documents transferring his assets.
No fucking way.
Daniel applies various forms of psychological and physical pressure. Eventually, Victor signs. Then Daniel discovers that for the transfer to go through, Victor must appear in person with a notary. He has to engineer an alternate approach, using Victor's signature to approve a charity event as a cover for the notary stamp. The banker accepts it. Daniel walks out feeling like a proud thief. Victor, when he eventually signs, does so with maximum contempt. He tells Daniel he hates him. Daniel says thanks, buddy. Now the team has Victor's money, his house, his accounts, his car, his business. The problem is that Victor is still alive and can identify them. Daniel convinces the team that Victor must die. They get him drunk, put him in a car, and stage an accident. Victor survives. They set the car on fire. Victor walks out of the burning car. Paul runs him over. Victor survives. Paul runs him over again. Victor survives all of it and crawls to the road where he is found by a passing driver. He is alive, barely, and he knows exactly who did this to him. The team panics and scatters.
Old back's fine.
Victor goes to the police, but the detective Ed Dubois, private investigator who eventually gets involved, is initially told the story is too crazy to be real. Victor hires Dubois directly to build a case the police won't. Meanwhile, the gang is spending. Daniel has Victor's house, Victor's car, Victor's money. He is hosting pool parties and living what he considers the life. Adrian is spending on performance-enhancing drugs, a car that attracts attention, and a wedding to Robin, his nurse. Paul is spending at strip clubs and sliding back into cocaine. Daniel invests the group's pooled money in a company selling something called Peppa Juice, a sports drink, and pitches it to everyone he encounters. Meanwhile, the gang is otherwise living large. Daniel has moved into Victor's house. He is having sex with Serena in what used to be Victor's bed and telling her he is a CIA agent who wants to recruit her. She believes this and is excited about it. Adrian is spending money on steroids, cars, and a marriage to his nurse girlfriend Robin. Paul is relapsing into cocaine use, spending money at strip clubs, and developing an ever more complicated spiritual crisis. Daniel invests in a sports drink company and pitches it to everyone he knows. The money is going faster than it came. Victor hires Dubois directly out of desperation. The police detective he goes to initially thinks the story is so absurd it could not possibly be true. A gym trainer and his friends kidnapped a man, stole his house, tried to kill him 3 times, and he survived all 3 attempts. It sounds like a bad movie. Dubois does not care how it sounds. He builds the case methodically, connecting the gang to Victor's kidnapping, tracking the offshore accounts, following the financial trail. The police eventually get on board. But before they can act, Daniel needs more money. He targets Frank Griga, a wealthy telecommunications entrepreneur, and his girlfriend Christina. He invites them to a party at Adrian's house and pitches a business investment. Frank is rude, dismissive, calls the Sun Gym crew amateurs, and refuses to sign anything without meeting the board. Daniel loses control and kills Frank with a wave. Paul gives Christina a horse tranquilizer. He gives her too much. She dies. They now have 2 bodies in Adrian's house. They buy cleaning supplies at Home Depot. They attempt to use a chainsaw to dispose of the bodies. The chainsaw is made in China and gets stuck. They grill Frank's hands to destroy the fingerprints and put the results on the street outside. A tow turns up. The police find a body part. Daniel, Adrian, and Paul are arrested at various points as Dubois closes the net. Daniel is found on his boat. Adrian is taken at his home. Paul is found separately. At trial, Serena testifies that Daniel told her he was a CIA operative. Robin testifies about Adrian's steroid use and the contents of his bank accounts. Multiple women testify about various things. Paul confesses to almost everything, cooperating with the state. The implants from Christina's body are identified by their manufacturer serial numbers, the first time in United States history that this forensic method was used. Paul is given 15 years in light of his cooperation. He seems genuinely grateful. Daniel Lugo and Adrian Doorbal are sentenced to death. It took the jury 14 minutes. Daniel narrates the ending from prison.
Be a god, so I didn't want to be equal to any.
He took a real swing at it, he says. For a while, it felt exactly like he always thought it would. He was one of them. People finally saw him the way he saw himself. Maybe he stopped wanting to be equal to and started wanting to be better than. That is a recipe for injury. But that does not mean you give up. You rest, you heal, and you get back on the bench. Life is going to give him another set. He's going to rock it. Because his name is Daniel Lugo, and he believes in fitness. And that is how the story ends. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel and drop a like and a comment to keep me going.